this is very beautiful. It's very moody. So we have to establish mood. One of the ways we can do that is to be very calm. And the most difficult thing about this excerpt to me is keeping tempo. Okay, it's hard. It's hard to maintain a slow tempo, especially if you're under 30 years old. It's really hard. So the way that I do it, and the only way I can advise students, is to be constantly practicing thinking subdivisions, and especially before you start. The most important thing you can do, and the most helpful thing you can do, is before you start this in the audition, is to be thinking those 16th notes. So be thinking da 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 ya pum 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 pum, and just sing that in your head before you start. So you never just start playing. You always start playing once you have laid a good, stable foundation for tempo. And you only can do that if you're thinking it before. So I would just pause and think, ya, da, 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 da. You can give yourself 8 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So those 16th notes, those are the most important note value in this piece, because that's really is the steady pulse, because it's almost too hard for us to feel a really slow, steady pulse. It's easy to get off from that. It's easy to speed that up and not even know it. But we can do a pretty good job of keeping of keeping that steady. So that's the big challenge. Also, another challenge is bow distribution. Okay, so how much bow do you use and where are you supposed to be in the bow at a given moment? So we want to make sure that for all those half notes, you have plenty of bow so that you can have your most gorgeous vibrato. So it just takes some strategizing, and you have to plan it out in advance and practice it like that. So right off the top, you have to be toward the lower halves, because that first half note is a long down bow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so I was able to do all that on a bow. Now, after you do this long half note, what I do is I lighten pressure and I try to get back to the frog. You can do that, or you can pick your bow up and place it back closer to the frog. You can do either. So one is a very light travel. Your suitcases are very light and you're going to travel all the way down. Do it that way, or just to pick it up and put it in a more comfortable spot for yourself. Okay, and then we have the next one. We want to be sort of in the upper half, because we're going to have a big long up bow in a minute. There, that long up bow. Now you might have noticed I shifted on that C sharp, and the reason I did that is because I like to use vibrato on my second finger. So I didn't want to, and you can certainly hold a fourth finger, but I'd like for you to make sure you have a good vibrato on that fourth finger. Okay, and then next, save your bow here. Don't use it too quickly, because you have to pause and you have to hook another bow. Pause. And now notice I'm in the upper half, but I have to get back to the lower half. Now put an emphasis on the second finger on the trill. So first practice the rhythm. Okay, so make sure you have the basic notes correct. Rest. Okay, and then add the trill, rest. Okay, so this is a time to have really beautiful legato playing and using tone, and try to use your vibrato all the time. Okay, try to turn on that vibrato motion. So it's a little motor. Okay, I'll turn it on. I'm just not going to stop it. even during the rests. It's going. Okay, because a lot of students are in the habit of when the vibrato stops, when the bow stops. So try to keep it going, okay? So use as much vibrato as you can. Okay, good luck.